Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about a method of modeling that we can use to multiply a whole number times a decimal. Now, personally for me, I think it's easier just to use the standard method to multiply a whole number times a decimal, but sometimes they may ask you about how to model it, or modeling may work better with the way that your brain works. So I'm going to show you two different examples of ways that we can model a whole number times a decimal. The first thing that we need one of these hundredths grids. So for one of these hundredths grids, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to count up. We're going to make sure that we've got 100. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And because this is like an array, I can say this is a 10 by 10, or this is 100 squares in here. If this is 100 squares in here, that means that each individual little baby square is one part out of 100. Or if I wanted to write that as a decimal, I could say it is 1/100th. I can use that when I multiply, because 3 times 21 hundredths, all I have to do is come up with 3 different colors, and for each of those 3 colors, shade in 21 of my 100th size squares, and I should be able to find the answer. Let's look at it and test it out. 3 times 21 hundredths. So the first color I'm going to use blue. You can use whatever colors you'd like. I'm going to come through here and I'm going to shade in 21 of these baby squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Hopefully you can see that I shaded in 21 of these squares. Then, because it happens 3 times, I need to have 3 different colors. I need to do the same thing 3 times. So next I'm going to use red. I'm going to say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I've shaded in another 21 of those baby squares, this time with red. Now, because it's 3, I've got to make sure that I have another color, so I'm going to change my color to green here, and I'm going to shade in another 21. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now I've shaded in 3 sets of 21 hundredths. To find my answer, all I have to do is I have to know how many of these squares I shaded in, and then write that as a decimal. If I were to count up every single square that I shaded in, I've counted up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63. So that means that my answer is 63 hundredths. In order to write that, I'm going to say, here's my decimal place, here's where the tenths would be, here's where the hundredths would be. So I'm going to write 63, so it ends right there. 63 hundredths. There's my answer. Let's try another one to be sure that we understand what's happening. On this problem, it says I want 4 times 24 hundredths. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check and make sure I have a hundredths grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, it's a 10 by 10, which means that each individual one of those squares is one part out of 100 baby squares that make the whole. So each baby square is 1/100th. To shade in 24 hundredths, I'm going to shade in 10, 20, 24, and I have to do that 4 times because it wants us to have 4 sets of 24 hundredths. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shade in with different colors 24 hundredths again. So here I've got 6, then I've got 16, Then I've got 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 hundredths. Then I'm going to switch colors again. And I'm going to shade in another 24. So there's 2, there's 12, then there's 22, then there's 24. And then lastly, I've got to switch colors one more time because it wants 4 different colors. I'm going to shade in 24 hundredths one more time. Here I've got 8, here I've got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And if I were to count up how many I've shaded, I have a total of 96 that are shaded. I can make sure by saying I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. So I'm going to write the number 96 hundredths because each one of these squares is 1 100th. Here's my decimal, here's the tenths, here's the hundredths. So I'm going to write 96 so it ends right here. 96 hundredths. That's one way of modeling a whole number times a decimal. I hope it helped, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.